How can I stay disciplined realistically when I'm trying to lose weight or even when I start working out? This is the question that a lot of people ask because we all know that working out is one of the hardest things you can do, especially working out consistently. And losing weight is an entirely different ball game. Both of these activities require an insane amount of discipline. Let's talk about it today while we go through one of my upper body days. Deciding you want to start working out is one thing, actually committing to it and being consistent in it is an entirely different thing. And I know a lot of people who have decided they want to start working out, then they fell off 1 week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in. Most people don't even last up to a year. So if you see anybody that has been working out for a long time, you need to give them props. When it comes to working out and losing weight, it doesn't matter how many different seasons you go through, your body is going to go through so much transformation. You're going to lose fats, you're going to build muscle depending on where you start. Some people start off very, very fat and then they work towards losing the weight. Other people start off very, very skinny and then they work towards building their body up. So different people start at different points, but one thing that really helps is being consistent. The first thing you can do to help yourself is to mentally prepare before you even get into the gym. Yes, it's very possible to gradually prepare your mind so that when you finally start, you are able to be consistent and you don't fall off within the first few weeks or the first few months. That is what I did. Before I got into the gym, I was watching a lot of fitness content. I was watching a lot of workout videos. I followed a number of fitness influencers. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I did all this to prepare my mind so that when I get in the gym, I know that this is what I'm supposed to do and I'm able to stick with it for as long as I needed to. Hopefully for life, right? Another thing you'll need to do is gradually prepare yourself for the amount of money you're going to spend. Fitness is an expensive lifestyle because most times you're going to switch from doing the regular things you were doing to doing more healthy things. If it's food that we talk about, you're going to switch from eating regular everyday food and eating in enormous quantity to eating healthier food, eating in more rationed quantities. And most times you may even find yourself on a diet. You may cut out certain things from your meals and you may include certain other things. And a lot of the time, these adjustments may cost you more money. So all in all, it's an entire preparation that you have to do. You have to condition your mind, then you start conditioning your body. It's not easy when you first start, but it is definitely doable because thousands of people have done it before you and you are not going to be the first person to get into fitness. Now let us talk about losing weight. Losing weight is something a lot of people want to do, a lot of people plan to do, but for some reason, they never get it done successfully. I'm currently on a cut, meaning I'm working on losing body fat while I maintain muscle building, and I have learned to pace myself this time, something that I did not do on my first cut. I have done a cut before. In simple terms, for people who may not be familiar with gym language, going on a cut is losing weight. It's just that when you work out, majority of the thing you're going to be doing is building muscle, and there are different ways you can lose weight. You can lose weight in such a way that you completely lose all the muscles that you have worked so hard to build, and you can also lose weight in such a way that you maintain the muscles but you shed body fat. So the shedding body fat part is the one I am doing. I have been on a cut before, meaning I worked to lose weight before, but the way that I ended up doing that, I simply lost body fat, and at some point I wasn't prioritizing my nutrition, so I also started to lose muscle and I just did not like the way my body looked. So I had to reprioritize things and I started to focus on building my lower body, my legs and my glutes or bum bum in simple man's terms. So I literally restructured everything, focused on building my glutes, focused on giving my body more of a definition, a more impressive shape. practically changing my physique in simpler terms. So there are different sides to the coin. When it comes to losing weight, the first thing you have to do is reprogram your mind. The reason I can speak on this is because I have tried doing another cut after I finished the first one, and I was unsuccessful because I just started to eat. Like, I just kind of let myself go and eat and eat and eat and eat. And that is something you don't want to do when you're trying to lose. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to kind of prepare yourself mentally. And then I would strongly advise that you get a scale. Once you start measuring your food, trust me, you're going to become more familiar with calories. You're going to become more familiar with nutritional values. You're going to become more familiar with ingredients in your foods, with what the different things you eat contain. And knowing these things is going to help you to track better, so that you're not just swallowing everything you think is healthy, but it is in excess of what you're supposed to be consuming daily in terms of calorie count. Once I got a scale and I started tracking my food, I was so shocked because it turns out every single thing that I was eating was supposed to be my calorie count for the day, and it even spilled into the next day. So I simply restructured everything. Personally, I believe that fitness is actually one of the hardest things that somebody can commit to doing. And then losing weight is a different kind of hard. So when people start to commit and then they fall off, they commit, they fall off, they commit, they fall off, and they may ride this wave multiple times, I can understand, but it gets to a point where you have to take accountability for your actions and hold yourself more accountable, and also decide that you are going to be disciplined no matter how hard it gets. When it comes to the food part, outside of the fact that we eat food because it is necessary for survival, there are people who turn to food as a form of comfort because they don't have any other vices, and so they just eat and eat themselves out of control. If you are someone that struggles with food but you would like to lose weight, first of all, like I've said, you need to prepare yourself mentally. Then decide that you dislike what it is you see in the mirror long enough so that it pushes you to actually commit to taking weight loss seriously. And also, at some point, you have to stop making excuses for why you cannot take it seriously, because excuses are going to be the biggest thing that sabotage your progress. So first thing, prepare yourself mentally. Second thing, decide you dislike what you see in the mirror. Third thing, stop making excuses, right? So excuses could be anything from you don't have enough money to eat properly to you work, and then because you work, you have to come back and eat anyhow. Practically anything that you open your mouth and say that is a hindrance to your progress. Once you have done all of that, when it comes to the food part, I've already told you, you will need to get a scale. After getting the scale, start weighing everything and familiarize yourself with all of the ingredients in your foods. Then, when you start to weigh everything, you are going to begin to notice that these things that you've been consuming are in excess. This is where the real work now comes in. There is no need trying to rush the process of weight loss. Allow yourself to take it slow, so that instead of rushing into it and then getting your result but being unable to keep up with that lifestyle, you gradually adjust your lifestyle to make room for the changes you're going to apply. When you do it this way, it's easier to manage and it's easier to stick to. When it comes to weight loss, the healthiest way to lose weight in such a way that you get used to it and it becomes part of your lifestyle, that's the new way you're going to be eating becomes part of your lifestyle, is to remove 500 calories from what you are currently consuming. Let's say you are currently consuming 3,000 calories. Start by removing 500 calories. How will you know that you're consuming up to 3,000 calories? By tracking everything that you eat, by weighing everything that you eat. If you want to eat a slice of bread, before you stuff it in your mouth, weigh it on the scale. If that slice of bread is, let's say, 100 calories and you're trying to lose weight, you may need to divide the slice of bread into two so that you eat 50 calories of bread and you don't eat 100, so that there's also room for the other things you're going to be eating. Once you make all of these adjustments, take out the 500 calories from your 3,000 and you'll be left with 2,500 calories. You will now have to change the things that you eat, and for everything you eat, make sure you just reduce the portion so that everything you eat fits into the 2,500 calories you're supposed to be consuming. This is how you start. The more you do it, the more you're going to learn about it, the better you're going to get at it. And once you start seeing your results coming in, it's going to inspire you and motivate you to keep going instead of giving up. But the best way to see results is going to be to start and to decide that you like yourself enough to be consistent with it. You're not going to see results quickly, but trust me, once those results start coming in, they are going to stay for the long term if you are able to manage it properly without quitting. And that's it. This is just me working out. I did some upper body workout here, and then I tried to do some skips because I usually do about 3,000 skips when I work out on upper body days. I wasn't able to do that, so instead I just went and walked, and I walked 10,000 steps. That's it. I keep my workouts very, very simple, and I try not to stress myself. I try not to overcomplicate things, and I'm currently in the muscle building phase. So it's pretty easy for me to simply repeat the workout and do the same thing when I get in the gym and do the same thing every other day or whenever I'm in the gym. That's it. I'm going to bring more of these videos, and I'm going to try to break down things into more simple terms so that you can understand whether or not you work out. If you've watched the video up to this point, make sure you stay subscribed. If there are topics you would like me to address, make sure you leave them in the comments section. I was simply showing you guys where I started with, or where I started from in terms of steps, and where I ended walking on the treadmill. I covered the rest of the steps on my way around town running errands, and that was it. Hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you like and you subscribe for more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.